Hello there, gang. Devere here, another past blast, playing a little bit of The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind. So this was, of course, released back in 2002 by Bethesda Softworks, and it is as an RPG. So what do we get with our options? You get a few in-game preferences here. Some audio settings. Your controls, fully rebindable. Actually, not too bad out of the box, in all honesty. There are a couple of issues. The spacebar was interact originally, and obviously I made that to E and jump on the spacebar. And finally, your video settings. Now, the first issue here, there is a launcher outside the game. Out of the box, it only supports 1280 by 960 as its largest resolution. There are workarounds such as fan-made patches and fixes that can deal with that. However, so that's important, keep that in mind. Okay, that. What we'll do is we'll dive on in with a new game, and you shall see for why once we start. So let's get cracking. Each event is preceded by prophecy, but without the hero, there is no event. In the waning years of the third era of Tamriel, a prisoner born on a certain day to uncertain parents was sent under guard without explanation to Morrowind. Ignorant of the role he was to... Oh, they've rushed ahead of me.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison. First by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
My name, underling, is Devere. That's Sir Devere to you.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
So your character creator and your tutorial are all sort of rolled into one.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
Oh, you'll regret speaking to me in that manner when I'm more high-leveled skilled and come back here to wreak my revenge. So we're on a boat because this is the Isle of Morrowind, hence the name of the game.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil.
Yes, shut your yapping.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
You finally arrived. Our records don't show who went.
So this is obviously your main part is your race and things like that. You can mind this sort of level of character creator here on the physical side, but not a great amount. 2002. This is perhaps the more important part, is the different races. As you can see from the skill bonuses here. So as you can probably guess, alchemy, alteration, conjuration, things like that. That's a more magical character, as is his specials such as Magicka bonus, resist Magicka, dragon skin. That's quite good, but then you get something more like the red guard here. Athletics, axes, resist disease, resist poisons. So this is more of your traditional fighter characters with their different bonuses and disabilities. So it's like a wood elf. Aerobatics. Acrobatics. No, acrobatics. My eyes are going funny again. Alchemy. Things like marksman. So this is more your stealthy type approach. For the sake of this, I'll be a Breton, a sort of more magey based. Although you don't necessarily have to be, but for the sake of brevity, we'll just hit OK.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
Bet on it, son. I'm the chosen one. You know, the intro. A relatively brief intro for an RPG of this epic scale.
Yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
Well, in that case, the hard way. Bring it on. So answer his questions to generate a class, give him the info, pick from a list, or fill out the form yourself to create a custom class. So let's just do that for now. So you've got your basic main three classes of combat, magic, or stealth. And your favourite attributes. These are your main ones, your main, where everything controls everything else, of course. I'll leave them as is. Major skills and minor skills. So let's say I want to get a bit, maybe say change out heavy armour and make something like destruction or illusion perhaps. So you really can mix and match, but of course, like a lot of these games, certain builds do better than others. If you specialise into something like a heavy fighter or a high level mage, let's see what minor skills. Long blade, axe. Axe is pretty pointless in the grand scheme of things. Maybe go for speechcraft and try and use things like persuasion. So yeah, you can mix and match pretty well. I'll go with that for brevity.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Again, these are more like perks and things like that. Some are negatives, some are positives. That looks like a good one. So let's see, what does that give us? Blessed words, turn undead, turn undead 36 on touch, Mara's gift, and restore health 100 points on self. I'll take that then.
Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
So that's just a quick overview. Our health is 40 of 40. We have 1990 magicka. Fatigue, that's basically stamina. Very important in this game. Virtually everything is governed by your fatigue level. So always keep an eye on that in fighting more than anything else. That's magic, your stealthing. Yeah, the higher your fatigue, the better things are. So yeah, we'll accept all of that. As you can see, there's a lot of areas to skills and such, but we'll get ready to go. Okay.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your
So
release
we'll
fee.
pick those up. We'll take that. So yes, first oddity is, of course, is you right click on your mouse to get your menus. A nice little touch. So if I wanted this always to be like down here, I just pin it like that. When I close them with a right click, it stays there. But don't really need that at the moment.
Continue through to the next building and talk to SCROLLS.
I mean, for 2002, look at the levels of detail going on here. I mean, yes, it obviously shows its age graphically speaking, but there's a hell of a lot of detail for this sort of time. Now, in typical RPG style, let's pick up our first weapon. Easy enough, let's drop it on. And let's just start, let's start taking things. Ooh, paper, that's what's worth having. Explain for why. Regional action. This regional liqueur acts like a potion. To drink potions, equip them in the inventory menu. Jolly good. We'll worry about that later. Just keep picking things up. We can sell all this. Ooh, lockpicks as well. There's something over here to try lockpicking, but it'll probably fail. So I shall leave that. Just going to keep thieving quickly. Now this is, of course, another big part of Morrowind. I mean, perhaps the biggest part is the lore in this game. There is tons of it, and books especially like this, the Firmament. And this tells you all about the star signs that we were just looking at. And There is absolutely tons of lore in this game. This is basically a small library's worth of reading here. So it does show its age there. A lot of things. A lot of it is dialogue based. A lot of it, sadly, is not dialogue. It's reading. Let me take that, and you can sleep. So I'm just going to rest for an hour because I've got autosave on waking up, and there's a reason for that. As this game is, well, it's Bethesda. Let's put it that way. It can be a bit crashy in places and buggy and glitches in others. And at this moment in time, we're not allowed to save until we get the tutorial out of the way. Right, so... good. Still working. That's just telling about the map, which we'll look at in a second. Let's take these, because it's got a magic ring. So right click. So that's our map. This is where we are currently. And that is the Isle of Morrowind. So plenty to explore. This is where we are now. You can pretty much go all over the place. It's a really big open world for 2002. Outside the visual issues. So, oh yes, I was going to pop on my ring. That's a very basic healing ring with 20 of 20 charge. So it restores 1 to 5 health points on myself if I need it. So how do you do combat and such? Well, at the moment, because I've got the dagger, I press F to ready, and then you just left click. And it's the same with magic, only you press R. And for some reason, oh, it's because I haven't got a spell sorted out. So let's see, Chameleon, Sanctuary, Engraving of Healing. So now, if I press R, that lets me know I'm in magic mode. And I'll just left click to use whatever magic I've got, whether it's fireballs, healing, summoning. Because the magic is probably the best bit of this game. So let's just chat to this chap quickly because this gets our game underway. Right, duties, that's the one I want. Your journal has been updated. Directions to Chaos Cascades has been added to your inventory. Package for Chaos Cascades has been added to your inventory. And 87 gold is added to an inventory. So goodbye. So there's lots of reading in this game. Not too much voice acting. What there is good. Yeah, you can. They have done a fantastic job of sorting out the lore. So J, that'll just tell me my orders are going to the town of Balmora in the Vardenfeld district, and report to Cassis Cascades. I'll find out where he lives. I should ask at Balmora, Cornfield Club, called South Wall. So there's no quest markers. You've got your page in your journal and your references to it, and off you go. There's lots of. They really have done a really good job. This building this world, the lore. I mean, that's what the biggest selling point of the game is. I'm not talking to you. Keep moving. And that is the biggest selling point, really. The combat we shall see shortly in action. Let's just scroll up something like dragon skin and readiness. So we only have this rather poor dagger at the moment. But of course there are, if you're not happy with the graphics this far down the line, there are lots of mods for the game that address the issues with the graphics. That will make it a lot better looking, as well as some patches and that to address the resolution issues. That's also something else you get. Oh, some stuff to collect here. Of course, there's always lots of things to look into in an RPG. Take all of these. You've got things like enchanting and all that, making potions. Yeah, there's really... there's a spell crafting. The thing is, there's not a lot of this is tutorialized. In fact, basically, that's pretty much the entire tutorial. A lot of what it is in a way is reading through the books. So it could be a good idea to get yourself over to like the wiki or have a look around YouTube for some of the more advanced things. Yes, because this is quite a complex game in several ways. So, let's, well, what have we got here? Oh, an iron spark sword. So long blade, one hand, chop slash 1 to 18, thrust is 4 to 16, chop was 2 to 13, condition 800 of 800, weight 20. Yes, the more you use things, the more they degrade. Ooh, fur helm, robe. Ooh, a scroll as well. Scroll of Vicarium flight, so you can guess what he was trying to do. And some gold. Oh, we'll have all that then. So I believe I may have found the correct formula for the spell I'm developing. With it I'll be able to travel great distances without the need to pay others for the service. So yes, we'll we can imagine what happened there. We'll take his journal, we'll probably flog that along with half his clothes. Unless we want to wear them, of course. Make ourselves look a little bit more flash. Because you do have a third person view. You can do it in either. You've got all the things like sneaking. See, everything in this game is basically skill checked. What I mean by that, well, we'll show you when we get down to the run. I'm sure this is where I wanted to go. But, oh, and one nice little touch. If I just tap Q on the keyboard, and auto walk. Hold down. If I turn caps lock on, auto run. Just keep an eye on that stamina again, the fatigue. So yeah, there's a lot of game here. Massive open world. Obviously there's quite different developed areas. Oh, I know what I didn't do. Talking of all things, I forgot to put the weapon on. The spark sword. That's going to be a lot better than my dagger. So let's see if we can't give this chappy here a damn good thrashing. Actually, what let's catch his attention. I resisted some magic. That's good. So let's put that in there. Ah. So that's giving me some extra strength, some extra armour. Why is my sword not out? Ah. You can sort of wind up and attack. So you're probably noticing these blows all do appear to be hitting, but not a lot appears to be happening. So yes, that's the issue. That might be an issue for some people. Because unfortunately it's very much completely RNG based game on pretty much everything. It's all skill checks and dice rolls under the hood. So every time you swing, it decides if a hit's been made, and if a hit's been made, what the damage is done. All based on your skills, such as your fatigue, whether you've got any buffs or debuffs on, what the enemy's stats are to resistances and so forth. And it basically does a dice roll as to whether you scored a hit and scored a lot, made any damage, or did it all just miss? Did your blocks, if you've got a shield, did you successfully block, or did you not? So it does mean, of course, early game when your skills are all super low, that things are quite punishingly hard. And combat can drag on for a long time, especially with some of the more tougher, challenging enemies. Just because the dice rolls aren't in your favour. Then later on, when your skills and your stats are up and you've got some enchanted equipment and some good spells, then of course things can become mind-bogglingly easy. A couple of quick casts, a couple of quick slaps, taps with a sword or whatever, or a staff, and boom, everything's dead. So yes, it's a bit of an oddball thing like that. That's the way it is. I don't mind it, but it's because I've played this a few times, so it's not a big issue to me. But yeah, I can see why it'd be a bit of a game stopper for some people, in all honesty, just because of the randomness of it. And this is compounded by how the game handles levelling up. You see, you don't get XP for quests or killing. Just the more you use something, the more it goes up. So you can't just quickly chuck more points into magic as you level up. At this moment in time, up to the end of March, it's only a couple of days away, admittedly, because it's Bethesda's 25th anniversary going on at the moment. You can claim a copy of this for free. That's the other good thing. Of course, the only problem is, there's always a trick to everything, as you know, is you have to register with them. Well, that leads me to one of the other problems. This game likes to crash a lot. So I was about to explain, you have to register for an account with Bethesda, download the launcher, and it gets credited to your account that way. But, you know, free's the price we all like. So obviously we're going to conclude our dealings here, because I hadn't put a save in anywhere other than that bed. So it's either we'll go all the way back there and redo all of that, which I don't think either of us want to do. But yeah, it is Bethesda. This game has a lot of bugs, a lot of issues, a lot of rough sides like that. That again is why going for down the mod route and finding some of the user fan-made patches and fixes is a very good idea if you want to get into this. So you can pretty much play it as vanilla, just in modern resolutions and with a lot of them sort of bugs crushed, which is probably a good idea, because that's the thing, if it isn't a anniversary sale on or anything like that, price wise this game is still retailing for £13 or approximately $15, 15 euros, that kind of thing. And it's a great game. All the various magic and the way you can combine different magics and build spells, the amount of agency you're given to approach different scenarios. It's a very free-forming game. You know, you can try stealthing things or invisibility spells, distracting them with summoned creatures and sneaking by, or just battering your way through if you want to be a big fighter. So it gives you a lot of agency. There's a lot of lore. It's a very well thought out world, even though, yeah, most of it, as I was saying earlier on, most of it is through written word rather than spoken dialogue. But what voice acting is good, and it is just the combat system. Whether you can live with that RNG-ness of it all, because yeah, the early combat can last a bit of a while because of it. There's no real actual dynamic combat occurring. So, well, we'll conclude our dealings here, but up until the end of March, if you do fancy trying it and you don't want to pay, then yeah, maybe just set up a quick disposable account, download it through the Bethesda launcher, whichever it is. I think that's what there is, a launcher. As I say, I'll put a link in the description talking about the promotion anyway, so you can figure it out for yourselves. But because I've already got this on Steam and somewhere kicking around, I've got the box and the discs. So from way back when, I'm not bothered about picking it up from them anyway. But it's there. So anyway, gang. Oh yeah, the other caveat, beware the crashes, so save often. That's the other thing, if you don't apply needed fixes. A lot of game for your money, basically. It's just, I wish that money this far down the line was a little bit lower, say the £8 mark or the $10. It would make it an easier sell, I think. But for it, you get a lot of game where you a lot of world to explore and a lot of lore. So thanks for taking the time to watch the video, gang. Even though it's fair, even though our dealings were cut short this time, thanks to the technical issues. But I hope you found it useful and entertaining in some way anyway. And as ever, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to let me know you're alive. And that I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.